Ladies and gentlemen, the host of No Character Limit, Colin Cosell.
Welcome to No Character Limit, the only show, the greatest show in the history of web, internets, whatever you want to call it, because we bring the funniest people on Twitter to life. But I can't do it myself. I do it with the help of the greatest house band in the history of the internet, you Brent Raptors! Raptors, how are you guys doing tonight?
I got to poop a little, but I'm okay.
Doing well.
All right, good. I'm glad. Well, we are coming to you from the beautiful bar known as Hellgate Social in Astoria, Queens, New York. Woo! Yeah, it's worthy of applauding because I've got beer. You guys had drinks?
No, I don't drink because it's sinful.
I have a seltzer.
You had a seltzer?
Yes.
And you don't drink?
Yeah, thanks for the drink tickets.
Yep, sure.
Dude.
Well, that was a waste. Well, before this gets any more awkward, I'm going to bring up our first guest. She's a writer-performer for College Humor, and she was named one of the best tweets of 2012 by the Huffington Post, which is some real deal shit. She boasts over 120,000 favorites for her tweets, one of which includes people whose online dating bios say they drink socially have driven their car into someone's house. Billy Joel be damned. On Twitter, she's curly comedy, but we're about to welcome and get to know Abbi Crutchfield. All right, Abbi, thanks so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It is absolutely my pleasure. Not only is Abbi our guest tonight, but you're our first female guest on No Character Limit.
Whoa,
Yeah.
making history.
You are making history.
That's pretty cool.
I'm glad you're here to do it. Now, before the show started, I asked you to compose a tweet that you're going to put out there for all of your followers. And before you do, you're going to tell me how many favorites. We're going to guess how many or how well you know your followers, how well you know your Twitter prowess, so to speak.
Yeah.
We're going to see how many favorites you think you can get out of this tweet. But before you send it, I want you to read it for all of us now.
Okay, and I'm going to throw a twist in here, if it's all right with you, Colin. I'm going to read 3 options and have the audience decide which one I'm going to tweet, and then I can guess the favorites.
Is our live audience ready for that? Is that okay?
All right. Okay.
You're breaking all sorts of barriers right now.
I got to do me.
Leave it to the first girl to do that.
No.
And
Exactly.
she said she's got to do her. I don't know what this show is going to become.
It's going to be longer than 9
He's
minutes.
getting nervous now. Okay, so we've got an irreverent version, which is, you do it to yourself, rich lady who's hungry all the time.
Okay. All right.
Or we've got sweet, family friendly. I'm pretty comfortable in my skin, unless I forget to put lotion on.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. On the last one, I like myself. Jealous?
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
it seemed
so,
like one got the best reaction.
The first one was, you do it to yourself, rich lady who's hungry all the time. All right, let's get it out there.
All right, let's do it.
You gotta put rich ladies in their place.
Yeah, you do. As a
Okay.
rich lady, I know this.
All right, so before I tweet this, I think 2 retweets and,
Wow, we're getting specific.
yeah, and 17 faves.
All right, we'll go 17 favorites. Now, if Abby's guess is correct within 5 favorites, I will get you the drink of your choice here at Hellgate Social.
Great.
You're going to say 17 favorites? You stick with that?
Yeah.
That's your final answer?
And 2 retweets.
And 2 retweets. If you get, all right.
I sound like I've paid someone to retweet this now.
Sounds like I don't need to buy you a drink at all. I'm just kidding. All right, now, Abbi, your presence on Twitter is really interesting because you are all over the place. I mean, you're politics related, you're observational, you're out of left field. You cover sports too. Is it just your brain spazzing out? Are you consciously trying to be all over the place and all encompassing?
I just tweet whatever jokes are coming to me throughout the day. So they do all most of them originate in truth, and so if someone's talking about sports and I have no interest in it, then I might write a joke about how it's hard for me to understand sports or something. But yeah, the style, I try to play with a lot of different styles.
Well, an example of this is you say, I try to stay active, eat right, and use fun words to deal with my depression.
Yeah.
Depression.
Fun words like depression.
So that was just something you came up with.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. I woke up one morning, I'm like, I'm sad again.
Sad again.
And so
Welcome to the club.
Exactly.
Oh, Brian, what?
I'm sorry, that was a joke. It's not a joke.
Well, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
We
Brian,
feel each other.
Come on.
Did you didn't take your meds today, did you, Brian?
Oh, I take them every day. Thank you.
Attaboy.
That would be perfect to play that do whatever that drug commercial is, where it's just one single instrument.
That's actually him.
That is
That
me.
is you.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's an honor to meet you.
Royalties.
He's amazing. Now, as you reinvent yourself in your tweets every single day on Twitter, you also have been reinventing your avatar multiple times in the form of tributes to other fellow Twitter comedians, if you will. Is this out of respect, and how does someone achieve the ultimate status of being tributed by Abbi Crutchfield?
I did it originally because I was on a beach and I thought it would be fun to mimic Rob Delaney's Twitter avatar. And if you guys don't know, he's a very funny comedy writer on Twitter. And for the last year or so, his avatar has just been him on a beach in a green Speedo, like a bright green Speedo.
It's a banana hammock, straight up.
He's head to toe body hair. And it's a very lasting image. And so I did a version of it where I just took my hair and I wrapped it around my face to be the beard. And then I got some frilly top to represent chest hair, and I just stood on the beach. I added a package because, you know.
Well, you have to.
I had to compete with him. And so it was a joke. I just made it. And then I asked him if I could put it up as my avatar, if he didn't feel like it was weird. And then he was like, yeah, I think it's funny. And so as a thank you, I just gave him a follow Friday in my profile. So now I just kind of do it as a favor to friends, kind of just to promote how funny I think they are. And I actually offered one as an auction item to bid on for a fellow tweeter named Matt, whose wife Danielle has some hospital bills that need paying. So a bunch of people on Twitter got together to raise money. This guy Josh Hara, whose handle is Yo-Yo-Ha, he contributed like an avatar, but he will hand draw, which is really cool. People bid on that, and so the person who bid on my tribute avatar is named Chase Mitchell, who's going to be, I think, a guest on your show.
Eventually, yeah.
He's a very funny guy.
I've heard things.
So yeah, I look forward to duplicating his avatar. But you guys visit my Facebook page if you want to see them. It's really funny the way I recreate other people's pictures. It sounds weird. It is. It's creepy.
All right, now, you're no stranger to the hashtag game. And for those of you playing at home, the hashtag game is basically, amongst the comics on Twitter, there's a random hashtag that will present itself. And everyone kind of jumps in. And it's kind of another way of showing your Twitter prowess. You started one recently that was hilarious, and I didn't even know it was you until there was an article that was posted on the web about it, which was Sad Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Now, do you go out there and present these in hopes that it'll take off, or was this just an idea?
No, I had a joke. I already wrote, which was a marriage is held together by an invisible web, which makes it hard to know when it's worn down to a thread. And I thought, that's weird that rhymes. And I thought that would be like if Dr. Seuss just wrote sad books. And so I put a little hashtag and I wrote Sad Dr. Seuss and I posted it. And then I forget who was the first person to make their own rhyme that was really depressing. Maybe Betty Aberlin. She was Lady Aberlin on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So she posted a really funny one. And then it just kind of evolved into just titles like, oh, the places you'll get dumped. So, like titles of Dr. Seuss books that were really depressing, and Sad Dr. Seuss kind of took off. It got retweeted by Witstream and College Humor and Huffington Post, and then it just kind of took off.
Yeah, because I saw one from Trevon, Trevon Free, and his was Horton hears the N-word and now can't stop saying it.
Yeah.
Which absolutely floored me. You guys ever, you Red Raptors, you guys ever, let me try that again and speak in English. Have you ever played the hashtag game?
Nah, but I do have a sad one. I would go with 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, Jew fish.
Yes. Oh. Wow. Yes.
Why does
It's okay. He can say that. He's not circumcised.
Wait, I am.
Oh, you are circumcised. We can
You
talk.
guys aren't.
We
You
can
guys-
talk.
Okay.
I'm
well.
sorry.
When you guys are on tour, do you shower in front
We
of each other?
dock.
How do you know this? Oh, you talk.
No, we dock.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
What? But hashtags are also
Thank you for that kick saving of beauty, Abby.
hashtags are also just it becomes a live link. If you put like a pound sign and then a word on Twitter, it becomes something that you click on and you can see an aggregate of like all the tweets that have to do with that. So if you're watching Dancing with the Stars, you click hashtag DWTS, and then you see all the tweets about that program. So it's not just like the people that joke on Twitter specifically have turned it into like this fun game of like recreating the jokes built around that particular game. So not all hashtags are a game, but it's a lot more fun when you use them as a game.
Absolutely. And if you click on the hashtag, you can just see this literal stream of, normally it's hilarious people, and you can also see which jackasses out there are hijacking your jokes and retweeting them as their own.
Right.
Talking to you, men's humor. All right, so just a couple more questions. One, you do stand-up comedy.
Yes.
How often do you use Twitter as your laboratory, your testing ground for comedy that you're going to use in the stand-up world?
A lot now.
I speak really good, don't I?
I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Swell.
Thank you.
You speak well.
I speak well? Shit.
You are gooder at speaking than most.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
Cheers. Let's drink to that.
So, and would you like a lime?
Look what you did, you little jerk.
This is, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to have a lime beer. This is not a Corona. Just go with it.
Yeah.
You don't have any oral herpes or anything, do you?
I do.
As opposed to other herpes. You do?
I do.
All right. Well, here goes that.
I have herpes.
She has
Sorry.
married herpes.
I
It's
just made
boring
Married
kind.
herpes?
Yeah.
I have the best kind of herpes.
The husbandal herpes? What, did he give you herpes and you're like, I got to marry this fucker?
No, I don't have herpes. You're good.
Oh, all right. But do you try...
Can you transfer them through limes? I'm learning so much. Can you like
I don't know.
eat a piece
You
of
can
fruit
get
and
rid of
give?
scurvy with them.
Okay, yeah.
That's why the English
You're
folk are known as
protected from
limeys.
scurvy. Okay.
Well, that's good.
What in the world was your question?
Do
I use them the right
use
jokes?
Twitter to try out your stand-up comedy humor? Go.
I don't like to reveal the process.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, the first couple of years I was on Twitter, maybe the first year I was on Twitter, I did not know how to incorporate it into stand-up. I would take it to shows or take ideas to open mics, and it would just be like, this one-liner. and that would be the answer. Like one person. And then I'd have to go, sorry, that worked on Twitter.
And they're like, what's Twitter?
And then what's Twitter? Exactly. But years later, I learned how to like incorporate, if I already have a bit about dogs and then I've written a joke that did well on Twitter about dogs, and I'm like, oh, this weaves nicely into it. So I do both. I like take jokes that have been in my act for a while and try to, pare them down to work on Twitter on a rainy day. And then other times I just see what I've written recently on Twitter and see how I can fold that into what I joke about on stage.
You have to know that your audience is reading what you say, and they're... Well, let me put it this way. One of my personal favorite tweets of yours is, no matter how you start happy birthday, you've started too high. Just wait. You had to know that your over 13,000 followers, a shit ton of them were just like, no, that's not right. Happy birthday. And then also happy birthday. And it sucks.
It's always right there.
Did you know this? Did you know you were setting them up for failure?
I think it's so funny how people sing happy birthday really excited because it's a wonderful time. You're celebrating with your friend, and then everybody just kind of trails off when it hits that high note. You're like, happy, oh yeah, I forgot I can't hit that note. I'm mad that I got suckered into this song.
Does this happen? You guys are a lyricless band. Did this
That's
happen?
why we're a lyricless band.
Dude,
You don't want to start too high?
We can't even play that song without paying Paul McCartney or whoever owns it.
Whoever owns that song.
Paul
first of
McCartney
all.
wrote Happy Birthday?
No, someone has royalties to that song.
That's not how music works, Dick. All right, you buy it afterwards.
Learn your music laws.
He obviously wrote Happy Birthday in Liverpool in 1964.
Happy birthday. I can hit it
Oh
if
my
I
gosh.
try.
All right, did you hear that
You
note?
have to
She
think
hit it.
about it,
She
guys.
wrote the tweet. She backed it up.
That is the black bar to you hitting that note, right?
That is, yes.
I can say that because I no.
Are you part?
Because
Do I
I'm
look-
white.
Well, it's that Michael Jackson disease.
I can
got
say
you, right?
that because I'm racist.
I bit a lago. Thanks.
I can also say that this beer tastes terrible now.
I ruined your beer.
With lime. All right, Abby. Well, we have reached the end of the show, so we're about to find out how many favorites your tweet got.
Ooh,
Can you
10 minutes?
reread the tweet for us?
Yeah. You do it to yourselves, rich women who don't eat enough. I forget what it was. Hang on. I really don't remember the joke, but I tweeted it. It was something snarky and mean against women.
as it should be.
But women all feel pressure to like stay underweight, and
She's
that's
stalling
not,
to get more
that's
favorites.
something
You know
that
what's
should
going on
unite
right
us.
now.
Exactly what's happening right now. She's
I
like,
said-
I'm gonna get a free drink
Oh,
out of this.
it's targeted at one woman. I said you
That's
do
the
it to
white girl
yourself,
in her.
rich lady who's hungry all the time. That's what I said.
Okay.
Rich lady, and
And-
it only got one retweet.
All right, wait, hold on. Don't tell us how many favorites. We're
Okay.
gonna find out how many favorites we got. All right, hold on. We gotta wait for our executive producer. All right. Good boy. Thank you, Beefy. Beefy the Bulldog, everyone.
I love beefy.
That's our executive producer. All right, you guessed 2 retweets and 17 favorites. There was 1 retweet,
Okay.
and there was exactly 17 favorites. Well, that shit's coming out of my wallet. All right, Abby. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
We
you for
greatly
having me.
appreciate it. You can follow her on Twitter at Curly Comedy. And, of course, our house band, You Bred Raptors.
You Red Raptors.
You can follow them at, you guessed it, You Bred Raptors. My name is Colin Cosell. Thank you to our gorgeous studio audience here at Hellgate Social in Astoria, Queens. For no character limit and everyone who's a part of it, thank you. We'll see you next time.